So we started our contract out of Salesforce. We generated our subscription agreement using the workflow that pulled in all of our data automatically. We dropped it into our working documents library. So now it's time really to finish that draft and then send it off for signature. So this is, again, where Nintex will come into play as a facilitator for this process as well. So I'll hop back into our working documents library. Oh, and there we go. So here's our new subscription agreement that got generated. 0018. And so what you'll see over here on the right-hand side is that when you're ready to go, and GoToMeeting is going to be hiding these buttons for me, so I need to shrink this really quick. I can just move this. There we go. So over here on the right side, you're going to see this little column that says DocuSign, right? So another big piece of this that sort of closes the whole loop on the operational side of building the actual contract is then getting it signed, right? So it's great. You've got the sales people working out of your CRM, and they're generating the opportunities and making contract requests, and then you've got your legal team and your contracts management team putting together all the paper. You've got your working departments that are issuing these contracts, co-authoring in here. You've got Nintex orchestrating that whole entire process. And then really the last piece of that is, all right, so now we have to send this thing out for electronic signature. So again, this is another workflow that comes into play. And this is our actual electronic signature workflow that we use to do this as well. Works incredibly well. We use Nintex workflow, and we use DocuSign for this process. And just like Salesforce, DocuSign also has a workflow action that drops right into the Nintex Flow platform, and it will allow you to go ahead and send that document up to DocuSign for electronic signatures. So I'm going to take our Word document subscription agreement here that we just generated. I'm going to click Get Signed, and it's so nice that this is working now, Joe. It just started working. I can't tell you why. And what this does is this takes us to our Start Workflow page. So we can just identify who do we want this to be signed by. Now again, we could pull this out of our CRM system. We can pull this out of if we want it to be keyed in manually, right? Depending on your standard operating procedure for this, it's very flexible, right? In our case, what we do is we actually type it in by hand, and this stuff just goes into DocuSign directly. But it would be very easy to also pull this out of Salesforce, include that in those fields that were out of the contract, and then just sort of automatically identify who this needs to go to, and then send it off for signature, either manually or when appropriate, based on a workflow trigger that says, yes, this is draft is approved, I like it, let's go ahead and send it off for signature, and then it just happens automatically. But again, if it happened automatically, it wouldn't make for a very good demo. So we're here going in, and we're typing this stuff in so you can see this work. So what this is going to do, this is going to fire up our second workflow, and this workflow goes out to DocuSign. It's going to initiate the signature on that, and it's going to actually then mark that document as signed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep an eye on my inbox. So what's going to happen is this DocuSign workflow column is going to light up. It's going to tell us that once this gets started, it's going to be in progress, and it'll say something like, I don't have one in here yet. It'll say something like waiting on signature. So we'll let that thing warm up here. We'll just keep an eye and refresh the page. I have this zoomed in quite a ways so that everybody can see it, because I'm working off of a surface and the resolution is kind of high. But what this will do is it will grab that document, it'll upload it to DocuSign, it'll request signature from the people indicated on that form, and it will send out an email. And that email has a link to it, and it will allow me to get into DocuSign. So give me just 1 second while I pull that up here. I'm just going to grab my email and grab that link here. There we go. All right. Just had to open my inbox real quick.
No worries. Why don't you hold on 1 minute here and see if I can get the right person on the line? Give me 1 minute, all right?
All right, everybody. So you should see this DocuSign email notification that's popped into my inbox. So this document that I sent in there, it's been uploaded to DocuSign. I got the notice from DocuSign to go in and sign it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Review Document. And this is all pretty straightforward. So this is the document again that came out of our system. So here's prepared for executive hours, proposed by Joe. We've got our subscription agreement here. And so I can go down here and I can go ahead and sign this. So just drop my signature in here. So Joe, yes, I do accept our subscription agreement. Thank you very much. Finish. All set. And I'm done. All right? That's it. Super easy, right? Totally automated. Don't have to manually update that myself. It's all good, right? Drop that into a Nintex workflow, link that up to DocuSign, and that's all set. So now there's a piece of this that's, of course, very important to everybody at the end of the whole process. So let's go check in again, back to our homepage, and talk about that last box. So we've started a contract. We've generated a subscription agreement from it. We've moved it to our working documents library, finished it, and sent it off for signature, and it's been signed. So does the process end here? No, it never does. There's always something after that, and what's after that is the reporting aspect of it, right? So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to take all of this information that we're generating through this process. How long is it taking to get approved? What's the time delta between when the contract was, when the contract was requested versus when the opportunity was created, right? All that stuff sitting in Salesforce, or maybe you have some of that sitting in, a task list, right? How are you going to go grab that information? This is where Hawkeye comes in. So Nintex Hawkeye is a cloud reporting platform that will subsume any and all operational and strategic data points that you find valuable, and it will automatically provide them to you in an online interactive dashboard. Now that sounds like a big promise, right? But it's true. It's pretty awesome to watch this thing in action.